I have to think of how to fucking start this. I'm on the clock.
5 seconds.
I have to think of an intro. Fuck, I have 5 seconds.
Bomb location.
You ever go to your friend's house? His friend is a MILF? Nah, that's not the intro. That's So if you're new to Siege in some capacity, or even if you've been playing for a while, and you probably have a habit of, you know, reinforcing the entire site like this, the whole thing, every single wall. You reinforce that wall, you reinforce that one, you reinforce that one, and then you go over here, you reinforce that one, you reinforce that one, and then you barricade, you know... Oh, wait, no, you wouldn't barricade there. You barricade, you know, you barricade this door so the enemies can't come in. You barricade this door so the enemies can't come in. And this is your setup. If you're new, if you don't know what you're doing in Siege, you're new or you've been playing for a while, this is your setup, you know? Wall, wall, door, door, wall, wall, door, door. That's your setup. Enemy can't come in, right? Because, you know, if they break this, you're going to hear them. If they break this, you're going to hear them, right? So, perfect setup, right? Wrong. Because this gives the enemy absolute and full map control. What is map control? Map control is basically controlling parts of the map so that the enemy cannot or is uncomfortable using them. The most basic example of map control is when you spawn in as a defender, you control this room. Because attackers are going to be very nervous to, you know, go over here and just run into sight. They're not going to want to do that because you, as the defenders, have map control. You own this room. You own this room. You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to set it up as you need to. You're free to, you know, set up your shit. You're free to throw. You can just do that because you have full map control of this room and you have map control of this room. You fully control it. There's nothing stopping you. Like, controlling the map means controlling rooms where you can just do this and be completely fucking safe. Why is this fucking relevant? Because if you have map control of this room, then the attackers, in order to win, have to take map control from you. So that can mean attackers come in and they kill your guy behind the desk. They kill your guy over there. And now the attackers control this room. So how could they stop? Or how could you stop the attackers from taking it? Obviously, fighting, you know, taking the duels. The other option is to establish your map control, which is what we're going to learn. The most basic thing about map control is you want to control the site, obviously, and you want to control the rooms outside of sight. For this is a really fucking common example. Like this site, what you want to do, you want to control this room, and you want to control the utility closet. Why do you want to control the utility closet? Because, let's say you're the attackers. Give me a second, and I'll pretend to be an attacker.
Actually, can we get a Finka? She's busted.
There, I'm an attacker now. I'm asking for a Finka. If the attackers come in here, if they put bodies in this room, they control square now. They control this whole area. So if you have roamers, they can just roamer down, roamer down, roamer down, roamer down. Attackers have control of square. There is now nothing stopping them from hard breaching here. There's nothing stopping them from hard breaching here. They destroyed your camera, so now they have more control. And there's nothing stopping them then from taking that control and moving up. And now, if there's no one in this hallway, they have control of hallway. So now, you have control of sight, and you now have to worry about people breaching from here, fighting from in here, and if they control here, and you have no one in utility closet, guess what? They have control of utility closet. So now, all of your threats as a defender are square there, hallway, utility closet. That is now 4 areas you have to worry about. And now, with this natural progression, there is nothing stopping them from pushing in. So now you've got people pushing in from this door, and that wall over there. The entire desk is now dead. They can just come in here. Everyone you've got watching this room is now fucking useless, because now The enemy's in here with map control. They're in there with map control. And they're just gonna push B and win because you did nothing to stop them. That is map control. That is why it's important. How do you keep map control as a defender? Well, there's two ways. Two very big ways. The first is having bodies in the rooms. Let's say they want to fight for square. If you do the little things, like have a shield here, have your cavi all the way down here, that is now map control. You are now establishing control of this area. That is the first way. Putting bodies in rooms establishes your control. The other way is with your gadgets. So let me just go back into sight. So if you have your people in square, that's one area of the map. Good. But now you have to worry about other areas. Like, let's say you've got 4 of the enemy pushing square and 1 guy pushing here on stairs. There's no bodies to stop him. There's not enough people on your team to stop this. So you can either have people rotating around everywhere, which is inefficient and loud because they're just clunking, or you can put gadgets down. You can put a proxy alarm here. So if you hear the beep, beep, now you know, as someone in sight, that you have to fucking turn your attention here. Now you know they're coming. Or if you have a cap can here, you hear the explosion, you know they're coming this way. Or barbed wire, the most fucking common one. If you put barbed wire here, as an attacker, now I have to reveal myself and go, shh, 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 and just wade through the barbed wire. And now you know where to put your map control. You know where to put your people. That is how you maintain it. When do you give it up is something that nobody fucking knows. Like, let's say I'm the guy playing hallway. If I'm holding control of hallway, and I've got attackers, you know, they're pushing here, they took control of side room, they took control over here by closet. If I'm the one defender over here, my job is not to kill them. My job is to survive and waste time. So, if they start pushing me from areas I can't protect against, like white stairs or the stairs behind me, my job is not to kill, it is to survive and waste time. Because if they spend like 30 seconds or a minute focusing on me just to not get the kill, then at some point I can just give them control of the hall so that I can survive and make it harder for them to push when they get panicky at the end of the round. So that's it. You got to play time, keep people alive. If you feel like you can no longer hold this area, give it up. Give up the space. You need to survive way fucking more. It is better that you survive than the enemy kill you and take hall. Like, you're going to get... If you leave or die, you're giving the opponents an advantage either way. You can either die and give them hall, or give them hall and live. And depending on who you are, that might be helpful. And now, the question is, how do you play map control depending on who you are? If you play a fucking lot, I broke that for a reason, that's part of the lesson. If you play a fucking lot, you've probably heard the terms roamer and anchor, and they have very separate jobs. Let me in, I need to do a lesson! Alright, if you're an anchor, if you're, you know, one of the many anchors in the game, you know, you're clunky, you're slow, you probably got close range weapons, or you have very powerful utility you need to be alive for, you're typically playing on site with the bombs, or you are playing like one room away, like in here or in utility. You are one of the last lines of defense. You are the last thing the enemy's going to see. If you are anchoring, typically you're going to be spending a lot of game, you know, checking cams. They already got one. You know, they're coming this way. They're coming this way. They're coming this way. You're checking your cams, finding where the enemy is for the rest of your team. And you are playing effectively 4 kills. Like, you're the last thing the enemy sees. If the enemies are finally taking map control, because inevitably they will. You can't prevent it. You can just delay it. If they're starting to control rooms, you are still a threat they don't know about, hopefully. So when they're pushing in, you're already watching these angles, and they have to guess where you are as an anchor. Because when they push, they have to sweep. They have to do all that. Whereas you as an anchor, if you have established which angles they can do at the end of the round, which is like here and here, you can position yourself, and while they're sweeping, you can just... Done. As an anchor, you have the advantage once they start to swing, because they don't know where you are. You know where they have to push. Good examples of anchors. I know this is going to be contradictory right off the bat. Warden. Because with Warden, typically when you're pushing into sight, you want to throw a flash and get the advantage when you swing. And then here's Warden just... And he can see. So Warden as an anchor is really fucking strong. Fucking... Give me back my smoke. I need that. Echo as a defender is really strong. Because not only is he checking cams... He's also got his little drones, which, you know, he can spin up. He can put them through a drone hole, put it on the ceiling, watch. He's really fucking good to keep alive, because once he dies, they're just cams. They don't do anything anymore. And he's a 3 armor, so. And Tachanka is a really fucking strong roamer, because once they start to push, you know where they're going to push. You know, that door, this hall. So as Tachanka, you just... Now they can't go through there. That's on fire. Now they can't go through there. That's on fire. If Tachanka dies early, you lose that crowd control. And that's really fucking bad. Because by the time they reach you as Tachanka, but by the time they reach you and, you know, have to rush, they've got about 20 seconds left. You just light it all on fire. So they have to panic through it. And you're there with your machine gun just... That is anchoring. As far as roaming... There's multiple ways to roam. The first is the obvious, you know. And then you go for the interrogation because you're Cavi, because everyone plays Cavi. The other method of roaming is you take a room where the enemies will want control a good distance away from the site. This is a good example. Because if the enemies push this window, they can start pushing your hallway guy a little early. And, you know, start fighting for that room or for utility. I like Cavi. Of course you fucking like Cavi. Or, as a roamer, you can put your shield here, if you have a shield, and fight for as long as possible in here, and get an escape route. So, let's say, you know, you're taking this duel, it's a 1v1, and then they start to... put more bodies here. It becomes a 1v2. It becomes a 1v3. You want to be cracked as fuck. You want to be nutty. No. Play your life. You have options. You can either, you know, escape and, you know, become the map control for hallway, or you can keep fighting here, force the 1v3, and after about 30 seconds, a minute or so, bail because you've wasted their time, go through the hatch. And now you are a lingering threat that they don't know about and cannot pin down. They know there's a Cavi on the board, but you've just wasted a minute of their time, and now you're anywhere. Like, even if they establish full square control, they think. Like, let's say by the time they reach you, they've got hallway, and you escaped. They wasted all that time. They're in the hallway. They think they have square control, and then you're here just... challenging them on the flank. Those escape routes as a roamer are fucking critical. And being able to play your life is fucking critical. The great examples for the roamers are Cavi, because she has silent step, flank drones, y'all. Fucking put your flank drones down. Flank drones are important, because let's say, you know, Alright, there's the cam. Let's say I'm a Cavi. You've got control. You're, you know, pushing down the stairs. And, you know, if you've got a drone up here, you can see the Cavi coming up on you. And as the attacker, you can just be like, oh, Cavi's coming. Interrogate that, bitch! There's one in square. We usually set bulletproof. That's why I thought about it. So, yeah, flank drones are important. Yeah, Cavi, great fucking roamer because she has silent steps. You can just silently roam. Oryx, really fucking strong because he can just... and, you know, go through it. Vigil, because he doesn't show up on cams. You know, generally great fucking roamers. And please don't play too far away if you're a roamer. If you're a roamer, and, you know, we're playing second floor admin, and you're all the way, if we're playing second floor admin, and you're all the fucking way, like, here, what is your fucking plan when we lose admin? What is your fucking plan when they've planted, and now it's a 1v4? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go fucking John Wick, or are you just gonna... No, you're fucking not. No one's gonna go full goddamn John Wick. If you are roaming and you're playing like halfway across the map, you fucked up. Because you just gave them the map. You did not do your job as a roamer at all. That was probably the worst roaming we've ever seen. And you need to get off Cavi. Please. 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 And yeah. That was the simplest I could make map control, and that still went about 15-ish minutes. So yeah. Peace.